Right, brilliant. Alright, we are live. Welcome aboard this Avianca flight from Bogota to Pasto. I just got to get stuff set up. And Avianca is actually the world's second oldest airline behind KLM. And today, as I said, we're flying from Bogota down to Pasto here on P3D 4.5. I have Orbx South America scenery. This is really the first time I've sort of made a lot of use to it. So let me just get things set up. Let me get started on VATSIM. Let me try and find out why I can't see anything on my chat box. Bit annoying. And let's see, restore chat. There we go. Brilliant. That seems to be good. And yeah, so let's get things underway. First of all, I just need to connect to the VATSIM network. So if you just give me a second. You have to excuse me as well because I've got an absolutely stinking chest infection as well, so I try not to talk huge amounts. And let me just pop out there a minute and run as admin vpilot. And no, I don't, not at the moment. God. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's bring up P3D. Let's just bring back up vpilot because I now need to file my flight plan. God, this is a while since I've done this, so bear with me. Okay, we are departing out from Bogota, of course. Let me just get up some details on my computer here. So let's see, from SKBO. Destination is SKPS. Alternate is SEQM. Departure time is looking to be around about 10:30. It's time en route is only supposed to be about a 46-minute flight. But we'll keep the fuel available 2 hours 20 minutes. Cruising altitude is going to be 340, and our routing, I shall enter that in now. Copy, paste, CGII, so direct. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I think that's all I need to know. File flight plan. Oh, yeah, I need to connect to the network first, you idiot. So call sign is AVA 9398. We are a oh god, we're none of those. Tap goes. Okay. All right. Server not found. Jesus, really? Oh, don't do this to me. That's interesting. Tell you what, I may just do this without VATSIM then. For some reason, it's playing silly buggers. I don't really want to spend my entire time setting. Let's turn that off. Hold on. Let's turn this vpilot back on. Run as admin. Right. All right. Yes, I'll download and install the new version now. There you go. Yes, I agree to all that. Next. Yeah, just install it. Launch. Yes, please. vpilot. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Right. Let's bring P3D back a minute. Oh, these things always run so smoothly, don't they? Okay, Avianca, yeah, connect. It still doesn't like UK2 server, so no, bugger off. Settings. Network. VATSIM server. Alright, okay, let's try UK1 then. Yeah? See if you like that. These are different. What? Jesus. Airbus. Oh, no, default one. I'm Airbus A320. Leave me alone. Seriously? Model matching. We scan. I'm not a bombardier. Jesus Christ. Airbus A320. I don't know why it's pissing about doing this. Apply. I have an Airbus A320. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Just let me. What default model do you? You know what? I tell you what. Forget VATSIM because it's playing silly sods. I don't want to be here all day. So right, we will do this without VATSIM. No biggie. Let's just get our plane set up then. I should put some live ATC on instead. Probably won't be anyone online on VATSIM anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. Okay, so let's see. Let's get checklist up. I don't know why it's being awkward. It's really annoying. I shall have to look into that at a later point when I'm not got a bit more time. Right, A320 checklist. So, battery 1, 2 on. Oh yeah, sim paused, haven't I? Oops. Okay, those are on. Exterior power not using. APU fire. Master and start. To see where I am on my charts, bring up Navigraph. We're departing at 13 left, I believe, so yeah, we're going to have to push back. It's a reasonable taxi round. No, I don't want that. Brilliant. What I do want is that up, but I want that overlaid over it. Brilliant. Okay, let's see. One of the other things I've done recently is I listed that I have Orbx HD buildings. I have for the time being turned that off because it's been absolutely hammering my performance, which is a bit of a pain. Oh, why am I flying Bogota down to Pasto? Well, one of my subscribers in a previous video suggested it. So yeah, I'm here to give it a go. As I say, I've not done hardly any flying in South America. I did before I set up the channel. I did Toncontin, which was tricky. Let's just get the FMC on so we can load up our fuel and payload. So yeah, some gremlins in the work with VATSIM, unfortunately, so we won't be using VATSIM for this flight, but I don't think you're really missing out because according to VATSpy there's no controllers online in this area anyway. Let's see, let's return from that. So I just want to go into the menu and I need to go down to options and fuel. So it's a relatively short flight today, so fuel we'll be taking is 5366. 5366, and I just need to set up zero fuel weight. Zero fuel weight is 61 point, literally 61, so let's put 61.0. Yeah, oh, I just need to fly now. Yep, must remember to do that. And let's return there. So we've got the fuel and payload, so let's just get doors open and bring in GSX to do its thing. GSX, yeah, request boarding, yeah, Avianca. Right, so they're doing their stuff. APU we've just started up already, of course. Track cabin lights, set overhead console, and do that. Flaps are up, ground spoilers are disarmed, probe, a window heated APU bleed can now be turned on. Oops. Yeah, cross bleed should be on to auto. Aircon packs are 1, 2 on. Let's so we do the DIRs now, get those aligning. Obviously relative to our position.
Morning.
Oh, excuse me, sorry about this. Emergency lighting, we can arm that now. Yeah, it's landing elevation. Strobe lights. Auto radio pin. Attempt to set. Yeah, we are quite high up here. Bogota is actually 8,000, over 8,000 feet above sea level. That's mad, isn't it? AC clearance obtained. Well, we're not doing any of that, of course, because VATSIM is playing up. So we can come straight ahead, and we can. No, we want the unit ref page first. Sorry. So let me just get up my details. A minute. Okay, so we are going from Bogota's SKBO Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar, sorry, to Sierra Kilo Papa Sierra. There we are. Clear that. Let's see, cost index. I have no idea what the cost index is for Avianca. I'm going to go along the lines of it's the same as Delta. Delta use 40. At least on virtual Delta they do. Cruising altitude today is going to be 340. And 0 fuel weights. Set those up. Block fuel 5.3. Which gives us 0 fuel weight central gravity of 35, which means I'm going to need on my trim 35, ooh, about 1.4 down. Oh, that's quite hefty, isn't it? 1.4 down, probably because of the altitude. Performance, so 1 down, 1.4. There we go, that's in there. Come along to the flight plan now. So we are departing out. We decided from 13 left. Departure 13 left. And that's going to be via the Chemist 3 Alpha departure. This is where I find it doesn't give it. Oh, there we go. Chemi 3A. Yeah. Okay, let's insert all that. There's no stars the other end, it will literally be a direct, so UA550, Airways, UA550, takes us straight down to MER, MER, and then from there it is literally a direct entry into SKPS arrival. We're going to be landing a localizer 20, so on the sort of southerly runway, and yeah, insert that. South like get the disco out, so we clear that out. We don't need mare in there twice. Insert, check that en route. Go back to performance page a minute because I just need to put the flex 2 temperature in there, and the V speeds we'll be using there. Okay, that's the FMC setup. So what else have we got to do? They're still loading us up. This is off now. Trying to see TCAS. Well, I don't need worry too much about TCAS and flying, but I've got it set up. We'll leave it as it is. And see weather radar off as it is. They'll be aligned in a minute or two. Seatbelt signs and no smoking signs can now go on. Dips. On. Beacon light. Really only want to switch it on once I've finished loading, but I'll switch it on now. And let's put all the fuel pumps on ready. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And we're just ready to push back and start now. I've obviously got to wait for them to finish loading the aircraft. Let me have a quick look at my charts so I can see which way they've got to push me back. So I need to push back nose to the left slightly, or push straight back for a taxi out to 13L. Taking their time loading us up. There we go. Good timing, guys. Good timing. Having said that. Okay, options. Come across 2 doors. Get them closed. Close, 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 close. There we are. We are ready to push back and start, I believe. So we can come along now. Let's just give it a second just so I can shut all the doors. Okay, GSX. Show that. Request pushback. Ice warning? Seriously? No thanks. Nose left.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Yeah, well, you know, I know we're high up, but I'm going to have a look at the weather in a minute. So I haven't actually done that. Let's see, external controls.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
That. Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's have a quick look at the weather. So look, weather request. Destination station. No, not destination station. Destination station's that. Pretty decent weather.
Locking gear.
It's quite funny, the car's at 1,000 feet because the airport's above 1,000 feet. That'd be quite interesting, won't it? Departure station. Is it 11 degrees? Seriously? It's a little bit colder than I expected Columbia to be honest.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
That's a surprise. Admittedly, my South American geography
conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes
isn't that great. Oh, having said that, of course, this is real-time weather, so of course it's the middle of the night there, isn't it? I doubt it's 11 degrees in the middle of the day. That explains a lot. It's also quite overcast here as well. And I still get this stuttering, it's really annoying. Ew, that's ugly. I've chopped back on endless, for some reason recently on P3D my performance is just dreadful, and even though I've chopped back on various settings, it just hasn't seemed to make it any better. I really don't know what's up with it at the moment. It's really quite frustrating. So yeah, I don't really know what to do about that. Not a lot. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, quite early in the day to be streaming, so probably no one will actually pop into the chat whilst I'm actually streaming. But never know. At least we seem to be taking off from, no, probably taking off from the wrong runway actually. It's parallel runways here. I usually get the active runway from simstatus.com, but for some reason recently it's stopped doing that, which is a bit annoying.
Set parking brakes.
Okay, set those. There we are, my friend. They're on. And Mr. In No Hurry just gently ambles over. Yeah, it's probably quite similar to real life actually. That's why your flight's delayed all the time. So yeah, I was surprised to learn actually with Avianca they are actually, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, the second oldest airline in the world. Only KLM is older. They're actually celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, 2019. They started flying in 1919, although I don't think they were originally called Avianca. I forget what the original name was, but then they became Avianca at a later date. But they are still, as I say, the second oldest airline in the world. Which, yeah, it's interesting. So I'm looking forward to doing some flying, as I say, in South America. Yeah, it's an area of the world that I'm not hugely familiar with.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
We start my engines now?
Clear to start engines.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so let's come back to checklist. Mission selector to that, and let's fire those babies up, shall we? Aircraft. There we go, let's have a look at our livery. It's very nice. Quite like it actually. Got the bird on the front. I'm guessing, saying bird, I'm guessing that's a condor. Which is obviously synonymous with this part of the world. It's very nice. I really like the livery, I must say. That's yeah, really one of the better looking ones on an aircraft I've seen. They seem to have pushed us back into the control tower, nearly. Ooh, that's close. Yeah. There was actually an incident recently, I think at Schiphol, where they actually did push a plane back into another one. That happened just the other day, I think. It was an EasyJet flight or something, got pushed back into a KLM plane. So, yeah. It does happen. Okay. Oh no, we're back. Not sure what happened there. Good old. I don't know if you just cut off what I was just saying, which was basically about the pushback incident at Schiphol, where they pushed an EasyJet. I think it's an EasyJet flight back into a KLM one. Okay, so ignition selectant. Jeez. Okay, it's playing up. Everything's playing up this morning, running smoothly. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, is it? Well, sort yourself out, YouTube. Okay, AP bleed is off. Aircon packs on ground spoilers armed. Put a brake to maximum. Gotta trim flaps. It's AP master. Did we turn it off already? Well, we're turning it off now. There we go. Anti-ice. Probably should use anti-ice engine. Yeah, probably. Add something to nose light, parking brake. Jesus, what's happening? Just made him set my brakes. Okay, parking brake, release. Right, we can taxi out to the. Oh, we got excellent connection back. That's good to see. So there's a little blip in my wonderful internet here. Okay, let's take the parking brake off and taxi out. Oh, I said that. That needs to go on. That needs to go on. I need to take off. Config is normal. Alright, let's release the parking brake and make our merry way to Pasto. What frame rate we're getting here? That is, why is it still so? Ah, gee, I just. I tell you, I get to the point where I'm just going to give up P3D and just, oh yeah, forget I need to turn it to that, don't I? And the plane's turning like a brick as well, that helps. Gee, everything is just, probably haven't got enough speed on actually. Actually, I'm kind of glad I'm not on VATSIM now, because this is sort of becoming something of a disaster. There we go, turn, that's better, there we go. Okay, good. Oh, excuse me. As I say, I've got a pretty bad chest infection at the moment. So every so often I like to cough my guts up, and this FPS is just, oh god, P3D, what the hell are you doing? Really, something has gone horribly wrong with this just recently, and I'm at a loss as to what it is. I can only hope when the new Microsoft Flight Simulator comes that it is a lot easier to, if we can turn the plane please, if we can turn the plane please, oh god, what is going on with this today? I'm really starting to loathe the FS Labs A320 as well. There we go. Because it is proving a absolute bitch to handle and fly at the moment. Anyway, okay, we can jump back to the other screen. Making our merry way down to the end of the runway. Depart out, and there's going to be a sharp right turn. And oh god, what is going on? No, it's stream data interference. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous this is. Back again. Good old now I know why I don't really stream so much these days. Brakes, brakes, turn, turn, no, 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 it's totally not doing anything now. Jesus wept. Turn, yes, now you are. Gee, thanks. God, this... I don't know if it's because this livery I downloaded doesn't work too well, the latest FS, I don't know what it is, but the FS Labs is an absolute pig at the moment, it really is. I'm almost tempted to go and buy the Aerosoft A320 to be honest with you. Yeah, if you can turn out, that would be great. Yeah, turn. Yeah, oh god, so it's actually worked out quite well that we're not on VATSIM, because this is just turning into one disaster after another. Yes, turn, you piece of shit. There we go, that's it, you know how to do it. There we are, frame rate is absolutely crap. So give up and go and fly this next plane in a minute. Ooh, that's nice of it. No, what the abs? Yeah, that's... Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of... yeah. If we can just, you know, I don't know, straighten up perhaps, so we're actually facing the fucking right way on the runway would be lovely. Tell you what, let's just stick with that, shall we, FS Labs? Thank you for being such a quality bit of payware. Right. Jesus Christ. Lights. Strobes, packs off. I'm so glad this is going well. The other thing I need to do, set the timer. Where are you there? Brilliant. Okay, right, what could possibly go wrong as we try and take off, huh? I host silver away, absolutely shocking frame rate. Gee, what is going on? This is just frame rate is just killing me. Lovely slideshow here, folks, and rotate. I'm really just going to start just flying.
Too low, terrain.
Seriously.
Too low, terrain.
And
Too low, terrain.
Yeah, that'd help if I set that actually, wouldn't it? There we go, we're climbing out now. The frames are just absolutely horrendous. This is the worst frame rate. I really don't know what is going on with this. I really don't. I'm just having such an absolute ball ache with I need to turn the packs back on, so we're quite high up, aren't we? There we go. Absolute ball ache with this simulator at the moment. So yeah, amusingly we're at 10,000 feet already. It's quite funny. Straight into the clouds as well. Retract those. TCAS is on standby. Oh, you idiot, you forgot to do so much. Oops. Really glad I'm not a VATSIM now. Worked out quite well. Okay, let's get those lights off. Lights off. I just don't know what's happened to P3D recently, but the performance is just atrocious. Anyway, we are underway. Finally. I remember asking the train radar to be on, but it is. What's the frame rate gone up to now? It's still only 20. Gee, that is just absolutely crap. I'm going to chop my settings back even more, I wonder. It's just to have buildings on normal, I guess. It's just I've already made such ridiculous cutbacks on it. Hey ho, anyway, we're underway. Climbing through 15,000 feet already. Probably turn the seatbelt signs off. Go. Alright, let's get some live ATC on, shall we? See if there's anything from South America we can play with. Here we are, South America. Although, being first thing in the morning. Ah, there are Colombian feeds. Bogota, there we go. But it's probably not going to be very active this time of day. This channel is unavailable. Okay, I guess not. What else we got? Let's try that one. There we go, SQBQ approach. So it's probably not going to be too lively this time of day. Oh yeah, we can turn that straight over to standard, can't we? Alright. Continue our climb out. I just want to look at the plan actually. Of course it's overcast, so we can't enjoy the spectacular South American scenery. Colombian scenery, should I say. Well, South America. Right, alright. There's our top of descent. And that takes us straight down. Mount 20. Pretty much in, yeah, okay. Alright, cool. And no. Go back down there. There. That is quite bright. Yeah, it's Jesus, I'm gonna have to probably excuse me. Probably ease back on the number of buildings even more because it's just that just kills it. I just don't know what else to turn down on this. It's ridiculous. Anyway, at least we're underway, finally. It's quite high level. Ooh, we're quite a bit of turbulence about here. Here we go. So yeah, Sim's playing up, VATSIM's playing up, my throat is most definitely playing up. Yeah, it's another roaring success on my YouTube channel. You've been watching recently my last descent and approach video down into Naples. Yeah, go check it out if you haven't seen it, just for the landing. Ortho for XP. Previous version didn't really support contoured runways, so I just had them all flat. Then upgraded to the new Ortho, and obviously from then on tiles I made, I could smooth the runways, but obviously my old tiles, which I can't tell which is which, sadly, because I've reactivated the contouring, some of the airports have issues and the tile needs to be redone, so yeah. Anyway, we're here on P3D, of course, so try and talk more about P3D, the next plane. I just wish I could get a smooth experience out of this simulator. I really do. It's not that, in fairness, it's not necessarily P3D's fault. It could well be my third-party add-ons. Certainly, the FS Labs Airbus is very heavy on the, very thirsty on the performance. So it's not necessarily the simulator's fault as such, but it's still frustrating. So this is a one-off stream as such. I will be back to regular streaming in about a week's time, actually. And then I'll have about 2 weeks where I'll probably be able to stream pretty much every day, more or less. And then it'll be back to as previous. Really not the weather I was hoping for. There's nothing coming through on Live 86. Try and find a more. I'll tell you what, we're going to have to leave Colombia and go down to. Let's see if there's anything in Brazil, shall we? It's going to be a busy airport in Brazil. Let's try Sao Paulo. It's going to be busy, right? It's not, because the channel was temporarily unavailable. Is there any actual South American airports that are. Jesus. Let's try that one then, shall we? Right. There we go. Maybe we'll get some joy out of that. And so the trouble is, it's still late at night. Very early in the morning in South America, so probably don't get too much on the live ATC. Because climb rate's pretty slow, isn't it? So let's turn these ice features off, and I probably don't need that. And you really need it when you're in the clouds. That can be a bit more power. How far are we from our top of descent? Oh, 100. Had a little squawk of radio. There we go. Some stuff's happening. We are about 120 nautical miles from top of descent. So yeah, relatively short flight. Oh, excuse me. God, bloody hell, that's throat. Me. I'll tell you what. You really don't want to have what I've got, because it is not very pleasant at all. Probably have to stop talking quite so much, because that is absolutely killing my throat. Apologies for coughing my guts up all over this stream. It's not really what people want to listen to. So I'm gonna have to change. I just can't find a. Come on, someone must be awake in South America. Let's try it then. Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, maybe Venezuela. Oh, let's try Uruguay. Let's see, Montevideo. Yeah, that should do the trick. Let's try tower approach from radar. Brilliant. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Cough that bad boy up. Yeah. So I do want to get into doing some more flying down in this part of the world. So although I've said that Avianca are a guest airline, I may make them a more regular guest airline, and then finally get some use out of my Orbx South America scenery, which I did buy and have hardly ever sort of got any usage out of. It's not often I fly down this way. And I'll also do some flying down this way in X-Plane, although I probably won't use ortho for XP down here. I want to use this space I've got to where I do most of my flying, which is of course up in Europe. Jesus, what is just data for my encoder? No, you know. Anyway, apologies for the continued disconnects. This really is not going well today, is it? YouTube's not receiving enough more info. Yeah, what's my more info? I don't give more info then. You really can't hear that very well, can you? That's live ATC, but at least it's there in the background. Excuse me whilst I've coughed my guts up again. Okay, we're almost at cruising altitude. We are finally seeing a break in the weather. I see some beautiful mountains down there. It is, by all accounts, quite a mountainous country, Colombia. That's one thing I know about it. There was actually, I don't know if you follow, I certainly follow it as a series, National Geographic. Typically it's on air crash investigation, and they did one for an American Airlines flight down into Cali, I think it was. And basically they ended up crashing to the side of a mountain because they misprogrammed something in their FMC and were flying down a parallel valley and tried to get back across. And yeah, it's worth a look. I forget what flight number it was, but if you put American Airlines, I'm pretty sure they're flying into Cali. Look it up on YouTube, give it a watch. I think 4 people survived. The real tragedy of it is, by the time they got the train proximity warning and tried to pull up over the top of the mountains, they had forgotten that they still had their speed brakes out. Now, had they remembered to retract those, chances are they would have managed to just clear the mountaintop. So, yeah, it's just how they managed to do the FMC thing in the first place, I don't know, but they did. And then, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a real tragedy, of course. It's yeah, an interesting watch. Okay, we're only about 80 nautical miles from top of descent. Our arrival airport is pretty high. In fact, we intercept the ILS at? Let's get my charts up, have a look. Let's see, ILS, 9,000 feet apparently. 110.7, 9,000 feet. Finally we get to see some of the beautiful Colombian scenery. Look at those mountains, my god. It's quite incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost... That's some serious high mountains, isn't it? Because we're at what, 34,000 feet, and okay, I know those mountains aren't anywhere near 34,000 feet. But you look at it there, and it looks like almost that they are. There's some interesting rock formations over there. I'm not sure what that's going on with the scenery there. Let's have a closer look, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I tell you what, I know what that is. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that's Orbx with their runway elevation height thing, which just looks a bit. Oh god, really? Do you reckon it is? Like, that's daft. I hope our destination's not going to look like that. Or maybe there really are mountains like that. I don't know. Who knows? It just looks a bit odd. Okay. Yeah, I just realised that hopefully our destination isn't affected by bad. Yeah, the Orbx auto height correction thing. Actually, I might take a screenshot of that because I might ask on the forums what that's all about. There we go. Do like that livery. I know I keep bringing it up, but it does look sweet, doesn't it? It really is decent. So yeah, I definitely think we'll be doing some more Avianca flights. They operate quite an extensive network globally, not just in South America. So the clouds are cleared away, looking quite hazy up ahead though. I'll leave that train thing on. Well, in fact, I need to enter the descent data, don't I? Let's have a look then. So, not data, sorry, performance, phase, so right, add-ons. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So destination, let's have a look. We've got very light winds at 2 knots, which is good. A little bit of cloud about 1020. 1020. Temperature is a lot warmer than Bogota, interestingly. 20 degrees, and the wind is 165 at 2 knots. 165 at 2 knots. Okay, and the decision height. Let's just get my charts up so I look at decision height. Decision height, where are you? Yeah. Straight in landing. Decision height is about 560 by that things. To land is 909. Yeah, I'm going to say 560. 560 is decision height. There we go. Brilliant. Wonderful. Here we go. Back close. The that's 110.7. Let's just verify that. The nav, yeah, it's all plugged in. Brilliant. Wonderful. Excellent. is low. The audio stream current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Really? Huh. Weird. To tweak everything again, it's really annoying. So let's turn that terrain radar off, it's just annoying. What altitude did we say we intercepted the ILS at? I think it's quite high, isn't it? 9,000 feet. By those things, yes. That's insane, actually, when you think about it. Yeah, definitely the buildings. I mean, yeah, I did uninstall HD buildings, but oh yeah, still got the pause at top of descent feature turned on. So yeah, we'll be able to begin our descent very shortly down into Pasto. Let's just have a little look at information about Pasto, as I'm just trying to remember how long the runway is actually. It's not particularly long, it's about 7,000 feet. It's long enough. So yeah, we should be alright. It's got some pretty high mountains off to the side though, and at the end of it. So the go around procedure is bank like crazy to avoid the mountains, basically. Missed approach, turn right, and then outbound, climbing 12,000 feet. Yeah, it's a pretty sharp right turn as well. Okay, we'll be able to begin our descent any minute. Okay, let's plug it down to 9,000 feet. Oh, excuse me. Cough that gunk up. Yeah, it's a really short flight, isn't it? Been in the air about 27 minutes. Nice. Probably to try and drive it through these mountains will take you a lot longer that distance, I'd imagine. Frame rates we're getting now. Let's see, that's more like it. Yeah. Nice. Can't stop admiring that livery, really can't. Let's have a little look ahead. Okay, so it's more or less pretty much a straight approach. We've got a little bit of weather off to the side there, but nothing should get in our way. Oh, hi, how are you doing? I was just about to fall asleep then, actually, because I was beginning to think that no one would join the chat, because it is quite early in the day to be streaming a flight. But yeah, you join me just as I've obviously now descending into Pasto. It's been quite an eventful flight. Had some taxiing issues back in Bogota. Not really sure what's going on with the FS Labs at the moment. Some FPS issues as well. P3D. I was supposed to be on VATSIM as well, but for some reason it wouldn't connect me to a server, and then it wouldn't. It was playing about the aircraft models as well, saying I didn't have an Airbus A320, which is weird because, well, there it is, an Airbus A320. So what that's up to, I have no idea. Yeah, the weather's taking a turn for the worse. Just stick the radar back, to train radar back on in a minute. Okay, let's get those seatbelts on. And we'll get the auto brake armed ready. Ground spoilers already are armed. Terrain radar back on. Let me just check what our landing speed's supposed to be. 141, okay, leave that up there. Stick that one as well. I hope it's going to slow us down in good time. I think to check that. 250 knots, 220, 167, yeah, it should be alright. There we go. Alright, that's interesting. TCAS will not work because my rendering systems are incorrect. Oh, I've not come. I mean, I can't even connect out at all at the moment on P3D, but if the TCAS will not work, I don't know if it's because no, because I was watching your last one you did on X-Plane, and I think your FPS seemed to be alright, isn't it? The only reason I can think it'd do that is if you, because what X-Plane does, oh, excuse me, I've got a terrible chest infection. What X-Plane does is if you're struggling with the rendering settings, it will actually slow time down. So I don't know if it's that, but then as I said, when I was watching the video you put up recently, but it all seemed okay to me. So why it's doing that for you, I'm not too sure, to be honest. As I say, I tried to connect to VATSIM for this flight, but it didn't recognise anything. I upgraded to the latest version of vPilot, wouldn't connect, and then as I say, it wouldn't recognise my aircraft model either. So yeah, VATSIM seems to be playing. Oh, these mountains look interesting, don't they? VATSIM, oh, it's getting very bouncy as well. VATSIM seems to be playing up quite a bit recently, I must say, which is a shame. Not that you're missing much, because I don't think anyone's controlling in this area on VATSIM. That is pretty dramatic, those mountains and this turbulence. Holy crap! That's bouncing around quite a bit, isn't it? So there's an airport down here somewhere, apparently. So they say. Okay, let's get that speed brake out, because we need to slow down quite considerably. Ooh, this is quite a dramatic approach, isn't it? Go, have a look at what the wings are doing. Whee, everyone's getting ill. Yeah, so that's what I thought. It looked fine to me as well. So why it's saying about your rendering settings, I honestly don't know. Probably your best bet is to ask on one of the forums. I don't know if you ever go on the X-Plane forums, or I think VATSIM have their own forums as well. But certainly when I've been using VATSIM on X-Plane, and I do have problems with my FPS sometimes because of X-Enviro. Certainly I've never had it saying that I can't connect because of the rendering settings. Yeah, that's an interesting one, that. Okay, things have got a little bit. Thousands. We need to. I don't see any diamonds yet or anything. Let me as well put the lights on. Can't think if I put the lights on. No, they need to come on. we go. On. Where the hell is the runway for this place? All I see is mountains. This is going to be fun. Okay. I don't even see an ILS diamond or anything. This is going to be real interesting. Jesus. Is that it down there? Hold on. I don't see it anywhere. Great. This is going to be an interesting flight. Slowing down at least. Yeah, because we need to get the flaps out pretty soon. There we go. I'd imagine I need to start descending as well in a minute. Don't know why I'm not seeing an ILS. I'm having problems with my ILS recently, actually, in that I don't seem to get any of the diamonds ever. So, alright, we'll just do a VNav approach then, I guess. Because there's no diamond. There should be a diamond there, and there's just nothing. Yeah, it could be something to do with the mountains. I'm not sure because I've set. Oh, actually, I need to descend now. This is really going wrong really quickly. Way above the profile. I don't know what's holding me at this altitude. Let's go. And it's gone nice and foggy, so I can't see where the runway actually is either. I've got to be careful about descending too quickly because. Oh, I'll tell you why. That's why, because I held it at 9,000 and it hasn't descended on the glide slope, so we're going to have to improvise a little bit. I can't see the runway anywhere, which is very disconcerting. It's supposed to be directly here. Oh yes, now I can see it. There it is. Okay, that's an interesting one. Jeez. Okay. So I don't know where the ILS has gone to, because there is supposed to be an ILS for this place. At least I can see where the runway is now. We're way too... No, we're good. Seem to be good. I'm probably configuring the landing gear and everything a little bit too... Oh no, 7 miles out. No, that's probably still good. Let's keep that descent rate as it is. And we should be able to just fly straight in and then go on to... Yeah. So no ILS at all, that is interesting. So landing gear is down, flaps are full, speed is good. Yeah, we're not looking too bad actually. There's no problems with the elevation of the airport either. We're high, I know that much. Let's increase the rate of descent a little bit if we can. Tell you what, I'm going to take manual now, I think. Yeah. Oh, you're landing into Stansted. Yeah, I could see that with the Zebo you were having some problems on one of your flights with, I think, turning it. Funnily enough, I had the same problems with VFS Labs departing out of Bogota, but I don't know if you know of the Zebo on the settings on the little screen you have down there. There's an option where you can change the, I think it's on the yaw thing, and you can lock it into your nose wheel steering or something. I can't remember the specific one it is, but it's something on there, and then that will help you be able to steer properly on the ground. Right, we're going way off track here. What the hell's going on?
2,000.
We're off to the side. Let me just get this this down. Descent rate. Oh, we'll come back the other way now. What a place to put an airport! Wow. Trying to stay straight. Descent rate is good. $1,000. Probably a little bit off to the side there now. Now we're coming back the other way. Some wind is actually. Ah, crap.
100 above.
Above, yeah, wicked now.
Minimum.
This way a bit.
400.
Yeah, 400 is good.
300.
It is.
200.
Too low.
No, too low. I'm too high according to those pappies.
100.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
No.
Retard.
Oh, you idiot. Go around. Jesus. What a mess. Problem there is... I'll tell you what the problem is in a minute. Let me just... and I think it's going to make a right turn here. Trouble is, there's lag on the controls of this plane, and let's try and get the autopilot back on. Why is it sending me that way? No, you idiot. This way, this way. Jesus. Yeah, what was I saying? There's, I don't know, let me just sort this out and then I'll get back to what you're saying there. Okay. Let me just climb back up to 12,000. Yeah, the trouble with the FS Labs is it's very, when you go to flare, you're pulling back and nothing happens, and then all of a sudden a lot does happen. So yeah, let's go back and try again. I had this problem on my last flight of the FS Labs, although I subsequently then landed it, but this time I thought I'd do it properly and go around. Okay, we're up to 12,000 feet, let's circle back round, have another go. I'll find where the airport is now. This will be fun. Let me just get my chart up a minute. We're not on the chart. Oh, there we are. So we need to head back on runway heading. So 200 is the southerly one. We need to be heading 20, I reckon. Okay. As I say again, I don't know why there isn't just... Oh! I know why there's probably no... I just realised I know why there's probably no ILS. Now done. I'm an idiot. I'm going to the nav map a minute. Airport. Yeah. Because according to this, there is no ILS. See, nothing. Nothing. There should be a frequency in there, and there isn't. So it's thanks to the good old, outdated P3D scenery. Wonderful. There we go. So there is no ILS for this airport. That solves that mystery. Stansted, Poznan, and Girona. Yeah, that's a nice little group of sectors there. I'm trying to think if I've been to those two. I haven't been to Poznan recently. Where's the Polish airport I was at the other day? I think that's Lodz. Okay, so we need to come back round to CL20. At CL20 I probably need to be at, I'd imagine, about 9,000 feet, I'd imagine, yes. So let's descend back down to 9,000 feet in a minute. There we go. And then we'll come back round and intercept. yeah, from the yes, I've just noticed that. Why has it done that? Can you still hear me? Huh. That's interesting. Why the hell has it done that? Ah, great. I'm going to try and sort the stream out now and fly this plane. Tell you what, let me pause that a minute whilst I... Can you still hear me at all? Let's come up to... Oh, what the hell? Oh, why has it done that? Oh, that's stupid. No, done. Oh. God, I really need another practice. No, don't want to do that either. Jesus. Edit stream title and description. Stream. Oh, that is annoying. Everything is just going. There we go. Right, why is it say that? Damn it. Now you are annoying. Right. That should hopefully be back in a minute. I've just made a little change, so hopefully that will come up. And press play. There's something going on in OBS at the moment. When you jump to the screen, there we go. When you jump to a screen like the map I just had a look at, and when you go back, it sort of doesn't, for some reason, transition back to the screen. That's something I've noticed on some of my other videos recently. So, yeah, OBS is really playing silly buggers at the moment, in true OBS style. Okay, right, let's try and concentrate on landing the plane now. All this multitasking with trying to get the streams to do their thing. There is a proper go-around procedure on this FMC you're supposed to do, but because I don't often have to go around, I've never really got round to properly learning it, so we're just improvising quite a bit at the moment. I'm going to slow myself down to 220 knots and get ready to put the flaps out, because it's going to be quite a steep descent back around. Passengers will be delighted as they're getting thrown around in this turbulence again. Alright, let's try not to over flare this time. It's tricky because I find with the flight factor in X-Plane, if I don't flare quite aggressively, it tends to slam it straight into the runway, whereas this seems to be totally the opposite. Okay, we'll make our turn in a minute, then come back round. Start working our way back round now. Yeah, fuel's still good at least. Let's go flaps 1, probably. I think go flaps 1 just yet. Alright. Oh, our landing speed was, I think, 141. In fact, I'll slow it down even more for that final turn. Let's go down to 180. Okay, attempt number 2. Around a bit more. So down there somewhere is our airport, I think just over the back of that hill there, mountain rather. Make turn in a minute. Hopefully we'll have actually I'm glad the weather's not too bad here if there's no functioning ILS. That would have been quite quite a problem. Turn more in there. I should have turned a bit sooner, never mind. Just turn quite that severely back. Let's start a gradual descent now. Okay, somewhere down there is our runway. Got to try and pick it out again. I know it's there somewhere. Slowly descending. How much out is? Go just about 10 miles out. I think I can see it just there actually. Yeah, there it is. We're a little bit offset. Let's come back this way a little bit. Let's continue our descent.
2500.
Let's get flaps 2. So let's take it down to landing speed. Let's come off the autopilot again. So we're a bit low, I think. So the vertical axis on this flight stick does seem rather exaggerated with the movements. So I'm doing little sharp movements, that's barely moving. If I gently pull it back, it's suddenly really, yeah, that's why. Okay, and again. Okay, I really need to do something about that. Let's get gear down then. Full flaps. I'm a little bit low, as it's going to be untidy. So at least try and get it down in one piece this time. Okay, gears down 3 greens. The ground spoilers are armed, as is the auto brake. Now we can nose down a little bit. There we go. Right, let's try not to make a mess of things this time. Seem reasonably well lined up. I think we're a little bit low on the Pappy. It actually looks like we're a little bit high. But according to the Pappies, we're a bit low. Now we're good. Now we're good. Ease the start easing down a bit more. We want about 700 rate of descent. Typically. Obviously, some glide slopes are a lot steeper. London City, notably. But typically, the glide slope path is around about 700 feet per minute. And stick around that. Oh, a bit high now. Just nose down. Still high. Let's get the nose down. Still high, still high. Come back this way a bit more.
1,000.
Too low now. Bring the nose up a bit. Bit off to the side. Oh, alignment's not great.
500.
Angle that back across.
400.
That way.
300. 200.
Too low. Terrain.
Don't give me that
Too low.
again.
Terrain.
100.
Too low.
There it is.
Terrain.
That.
Too low. Terrain.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
I've done it again. Don't do this to me. Go around. It's just ridiculous, this plane. It just... we will get there. Flaps up. Set 12,000. Should have set that earlier on there. Heading. Yeah, autopilot back on. Climb rate. Heading over this way. That's going to turn. Shy. Right, we'll try that again. I just really don't know why it keeps wanting to do that to me. It's really annoying. It just all of a sudden floats like an absolute pig. Let's fly heading 290, takes out a bit. Yeah, it's for some reason, as I go to flare, all of a sudden I just get a ridiculous amount of float, and the plane actually doesn't just float, it starts going back up, and yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know if it's something with the latest update on the FS Labs, but it really is weird the way it's behaving. But yeah, we'll give it another go. We'll try and get it right this time. Still got a reasonable amount of fuel. Level off 12,000, and yeah, we'll head back up. Okay, let's fly heading 20 now. Should take us around back up. Go. Yeah, it's very frustrating. But it seems we've had this a lot recently with the FS Labs. Every time I just go to flare and land, it just shoots back up into the air. It's yeah, it's frustrating. I don't know if there's something amiss with it. I have to look on the forums because it surely shouldn't be behaving like that. But anyway, gives me a chance to practice my approach work. Right, I guess we'll try that one again then. Let's keep an eye on the fuel. Be nice if we can get it down next time. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a flight where obviously I'm not streaming or anything, and I just play around with the sensitivity settings on my controls, because I don't think that's helping my my cause at all. Okay, let's come around there. Let's bring myself back down to 9,000. There we go. Right, third time lucky, hopefully. I'll probably do the complete opposite this time, do a really hard landing, because I've really got to try just to yeah, we'll try something a little bit different with this. So this is either going to work, this is either going to do the same again, or yeah, we'll see. Let's have a play about with this now. I was hoping to finish this flight a bit earlier actually, as I need to go away and fix all my X-Plane Ortho tiles, or at least the Naples one. That was horrendous. Alright, let's slow ourselves down again. Around about 200 knots will do. Ourselves back around a minute. 560. Increase rate to 700. That increases 700. Okay, let's try not to make an absolute mess of this time. I don't think it affects it in any great degree at all, because basically you're just replacing terrain texture. Okay, it's a little bit more detailed than your standard scenery. But I certainly, using ortho, I've certainly not noticed any big FPS hit. The biggest FPS hits you get is obviously I use X-Enviro. That's massive FPS hit, especially in 4. I mean, I can't use it in 4K. It's that bad. I have to scale back to 2K. Yeah, your biggest FPS hits on X-Plane, obviously your anti-aliasing, your amount of scenery objects, buildings and what have you. Reflections, I don't know what you got reflections set as, but pretty much you want to put that down right onto the minimum, because it doesn't, I think the way reflections work, it's, I did read about it at some point, and it's to do with whether it has like a real-time reflection or it only updates it. You honestly don't really notice. You still get a reflection as such, but yeah, ortho itself doesn't really affect FPS to any great degree. What it does obviously affect is your hard drive space. I actually bought myself, I think it's a 6 terabyte external hard drive, and each tile I create takes about just under 3 gigabytes, because you have different zoom levels, and I think I use zoom level 16, which if you're flying airliners is okay. If you're flying general aviation you might want a bit of a higher resolution, but it comes at a lot higher disk space. And then around the airports I have it at a slightly higher resolution, so each tile is around 3 gig, and I'm slowly filling it up on I keep putting the wrong, it's 200 not 220. Okay, let's concentrate on this a minute. We'll gently start descending. But it's, for the most part, ortho's good. Obviously the quality does vary from region to region. The UK is pretty good. I did a flight recently to Kaitasi or somewhere in Georgia, and the ortho there was horrendous. It was really blurry. But you can have a look when you create a tile. You can have a look at your source and what it's going to look like. So you can decide whether actually you do want an ortho tile there or not. But for the most part, it does certainly enhance the X-Plane experience for sure. And if you use the latest version 1.3, it comes with airport smoothing, which brings me back to obviously the problem I was having with those badly contoured runways. High visual effects, high texture quality, high world objects, 2x FPS. Yeah, I mean that should be pretty much okay. I mean, I don't know what your computer spec is, obviously, because that again can have a bearing on it. But yeah, ortho should not really kill your FPS too much. I mean, yeah, create a few times. I mean, do a flight from an airport and look at your FPS, then go to that same airport and do some ortho, and then just see for yourself if it affects your FPS, and then just decide if you want to use it or not. But I certainly find it's really good. Right, let's concentrate here a minute. Where's our runways? Down there somewhere. Directly ahead of it. Oh no, we're off to the side, I think, aren't we? Oh yeah, way off to the side. Crap. Let's go. Tell you what, let's slow down to that first. Let's bring the plane back round. Yeah, I'm trying to think what X-Plane settings I've got at the moment. I mean, I had to turn mine down quite low because of the X-Enviro. I think I've got one off the top for the amount of world objects. Aliasing I've got down quite low because I do use quite a high res screen. Let's gear down. Okay, here we come again. Let's get that autopilot off. gigabytes of RAM, 3.4. Yeah, as I say, I mean, because it's just a texture, I don't think it will. Because I'm trying to think what texture resolution the default X-plane textures are, but it shouldn't really impact you to. Oh, I'm quite high here. To any great degree, I would have thought. Oh, we're very high. Right, let's get ourselves much further down. Let's just concentrate on trying to get this right. So yeah, I mean, your best bet if you're interested in ortho is just trying to generate a few tiles. I mean, they're easy enough to, you know, delete off again if you don't want them, and then just try it out and see what you think. You might find you lose a couple of FPS, and then you just sort of have to work out whether it's an acceptable loss to how you like your sim to look or not. I mean, one of the reasons why I sort of persevere with X-Enviro on X-Plane is because when it looks good, it does look really good. But yeah, I have to make sacrifices elsewhere, unfortunately, which is a bit of. Hopefully, they'll improve upon the performance. Right, let's concentrate. Oh shit, we're well too high. Let's concentrate on landing this a minute. Okay, we're back on the profile. We can ease up a bit. It's not too much. Come back a little bit. Right, really got to land this time because my poor dog wants a walk. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we're a little bit low. Not ideal, but we'll lift that up a bit. Oops. Okay.
500.
Now.
400.
Yeah, it's gonna say pull up in a minute.
300. 200.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
100.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
50.
Too low.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
Come on.
5.
Yes! There we. Oh no! What the hell? Jeez, what is it? Okay, that's interesting. And there we go. This is a problem I was having earlier. What the abs? Yeah, there is something horrendously wrong with the FS Labs at the hello palm trees at the moment. Brilliant. Okay, right, welcome to Pasto. Oh, what the hell is it doing now? Oh, I see. That's interesting. Yeah, that's weird. Jesus Christ, this FS Labs is a mess at the moment. I don't know if they've updated a new version, but well, let's stop there and we'll have a look at the replay and just see exactly what went wrong. I don't know. I touched down and just decided to just go flying off the runway. That was a really weird one. Landing rate is pretty reasonable, 209. But if we look at the replay, yeah. God, I'm so glad I wasn't on VATSIM. Let's have a look at the replay and see exactly what happened there. That was really weird. That's not the first time I had this. I think, was it the Heraclean did the same to me there, just went shooting off the runway. Yeah, there's something really amiss with this plane at the moment. It's right, let's have a look. Maybe the replay will shed a bit more light. Did we get a good tower? Oh no, the tower view's not going to work, is it? Jesus, what tower on top of a mountain or something? Let's go lock spot. There we go. So let's see what happened there. Come down, flare it a bit. I mean, ooh, even touched down nose. What? And then it just, what the heck? Yeah, and then just did that. and then hold on a minute. Let's go back, and if I go in the cockpit a minute, I just want to see something. So does it going to tell me what my... No, that's not really, is it? No, that's not giving me proper instruments readout. I don't know. I touched down and just went. That is weird. There's definitely something up with the FS Labs, because that's not the first time it's gone flying off a runway like that. Yeah, I need to go on their forums and find out what's going on. I think I've just stopped flying this plane for now. That's a shame. Maybe they've updated it recently. Okay, so that pretty much brings me to the end of this stream. Rather disastrous end. Yeah, I'll be streaming regularly from, I think, the end of next week. Got a couple of weeks where I've got a lot of free time. So yeah, that's all from here in Pasto. And yeah, we'll catch you and anyone else who watches this back at some point again on another flight in the very near future. Right, I've got to go off and write a lot of messages about what just happened now. Okay, we'll catch you later. Thanks very much for joining me, and yeah, see you again soon. Bye for now.